Well, in the last session, we discussed about some variables. What is KSHELL? What are the different features available in KSHELL? The features which we discussed in the earlier session, most of them supported in KSHELL. Okay, so these are the features supported in shell. So same thing in KSHELL as well. Okay, so what are variables, how to create variables, what are different types of variables are there, how to store values into variables, and how to access those values, okay, in a shell or in a subshell. Okay, so if you declare some global variables, that can be, export variables that can be recognized even in the subshell if you create. Okay, so those variables, export variables, can be recognized anywhere in the shell, subshell, again subshell. In that you can create any number. Okay, so unset, to create empty variables, unset command is used to, suppose if you declare one variable, by default empty string will be stored into this one. The same thing you can create using unset command. Okay, so next, creating read-only files, read-only variables. How to create a read-only variable? Using read-only and list of variables, variable name space, second variable name space, and third variable, and so on. Like this we can create any number of read-only variables. First, to create a make a variable as read-only, first you need to create the variable, assign some value to this variable, and specify it as a read-only. Then this variable is read-only. You cannot change the value anywhere, okay, in your script or program. Okay, fine. Today we'll continue with typeset, the variables only. We have one typeset command. So this typeset command will add an attribute to a variable, okay. So here this attribute can be like, see, there is a variable x. I'm taking one variable x and some value is stored in this variable. That value is, suppose the table name like emp. This is the value stored in this variable x. There is another variable y. This variable contains some string like same table name only, but in lowercase. Okay, so in your script or program, you are going to compare these two. You are comparing x value and y value. When you compare these two, if you want to add attribute, like it can be small or capital, okay, you know that this is in capital case. So typically you can convert into lowercase, means add one attribute to this variable x, that should convert this uppercase to lowercase, then compare with y. Okay, so you are not changing the variable value, just you are converting the case to lower, and you can compare. Otherwise, take another situation like, there is a variable. I'm going to create one variable. That variable name is marks equals to, I am storing some value like 45 into this variable marks. So if you see this variable marks, there is a value 45, but you assume it as a 45 is some integer value, but Unix will treat or assume this variable value as a string only. So internally it will be like this 45. Okay, so it is a string, but I want to create one integer variable and I want to store only integer values into that. I don't want to allow any real numbers, sorry, any other data type like strings or characters. I want to allow only integer values into that. Then numbers into that variable, not strings, not characters. Okay, so that is possible with adding attributes to the variables using typeset command. Okay, so we'll see what are the attributes in typeset command. we have attributes like L. L is nothing but it is for lowercase, U for uppercase, I integer, Rn means write justify with a width of n characters. Okay, in simple words we can say n characters from right. Ln left justify with a width of n characters. Okay, so from left n characters. R means read only. Okay, so we'll see few of them which are used frequently. We'll see practically. I am going to declare one variable str. So before going to start this type set, first let me show you. I stored some value 45 into this marks, right? I am going to display this variable value like marks. Yes, it is displayed. Can I change this 45 to string? Like, can I assign some string value to this variable? Yes, we can assign. Suppose welcome. Press enter. Yes, it is allowed. Now try to display this value, echo $marks. It will display welcome. Okay, so everything will be treated as string. You can change to, 45 is initialized first, then some string is initialized. It is allowed. Okay, fine. Now we'll see with typeset attributes. See, I am creating one variable str and storing some value into this variable. Okay, I am storing some string value to this variable str. Okay, now I am using typeset. Okay, minus, I want to display, I want to change it into lowercase. Then I can use or I can add attribute to this variable str. So that attribute is minus L. Minus L is for lowercase. Okay, so str. Here if I say typeset minus L space variable name. So we are adding this attribute to this variable. Okay, now press enter. We didn't get any error. Now if you try to display this variable value using echo or print statement, first let me show you with print statement. Print $str. Okay, actually print is the KSHELL command. Okay, actually this is B shell. Okay, fine. Let me execute this command. We got some warnings and errors. Okay, I'll tell you why. Next one, I'll try to display the same using echo statement. Echo is Unix command. Okay, echo str $str. I'm going to display the value which is stored in str and check whether this attribute is added to this str or not. If it is there, then output should be in lowercase, otherwise it will display as it is. We are getting as it is. Okay, the reason is we are executing this command in bound shell. Try to change to KSHELL. How to change to KSHELL? KSH, press enter. Now you are in KSHELL. Okay, now here I am going to create one variable. That variable here I try to display. Okay, let me display str value. Nothing is there because we created one subshell, that is KSHELL. We are in that shell. Okay, fine. Let me create this variable str and store some value into this variable. I am storing some string value to this variable str. Okay, now let us try to use this typeset command. Okay, typeset space some attribute. I want it in lowercase, so minus L space variable name. Okay, so this typeset attribute is minus L or attribute is added to this str. Now you can compare this str with any other string or string variable which contains lowercase. Okay, so if there is any requirement like this, otherwise try to display what is there in this str, print space $str. And the earlier we tried to use this print but it didn't work. Okay, we got some warnings and errors. There bash shell assumes this print, okay, with two parameters. One is hello and welcome. Okay, some words are there. Okay, those two are assuming it as a file names. Okay, that's why we got two warnings and two errors. Now I try to execute the same command, print command, to display the str variable value after adding one attribute -l to this variable. Now see, we got everything in lowercase. Okay, even the print command is executed. Now we are in actual KSHELL. Okay, fine. This one is lowercase. For uppercase, typeset -u space str. I'm adding uppercase. Okay, now try to print this value $str, everything in uppercase. Okay, next example we'll see. Okay, let me complete more to like left and right. Okay, now typeset. Okay, I'm going to take some R3 means write to 3 1 2 3. Okay, from this variable now display print $str. Now see the output. Okay, so here anyway, okay, here we added some attributes. That's the reason from right 3 characters. Okay, so what is R minus R, or right justify with a width of n characters. Okay, from right how many characters I specified? I said 3, so that's why I'm getting only 3 from right. Okay, in the same way typeset -l5 space str. Okay, now see the result, print $str. From left 5. Okay, oh, actually the string is changed. Okay, so str contains only this one, so from left we have only 3. That's the reason. Okay, try to assign the same. Oh, this is KSHELL, so backspaces or up down arrows will not work. Okay, I'm running this. Now use this command from left 5. Okay, now print this str. Okay, only 5 characters from the left. Okay, left justify with a width of n characters. How many characters you specify? Those many. Okay, now we'll see with integer example. I am taking one variable a and storing some value 56. Okay, before that let me create this a as integer. Okay, typeset space -i, it is for integer, space a. Now a is like an integer variable. Okay, fine. I am trying to store some value into this variable 56. Yes, this is allowed. Why? Because a is integer. Try to display the value using print statement $a. Yes, it is displayed. I am trying to store some string like welcome or another string, say suppose KSHELL. Okay, I am trying to store some string value to this variable a. Okay, so this operation should not be allowed. The reason is using typeset. Okay, we created one variable a, we added one attribute I, so I is integer. Now a is some integer variable. Okay, yes, we didn't get any error. Try to display the value, you will get some 0. Okay, or null. Print $a, you are getting some 0. The reason is you are not getting KSHELL. You are not getting KSHELL. You are getting, means this will be converted into integer. Actually it is a string. Okay, so that's the reason if you try to display a value, you are getting output 0. Okay, so this a is integer value. Okay, so it doesn't allow any strings to store. Fine. So these are attributes with this typeset command. Okay, next we will use what is output statement in KSHELL. Okay, so next we will see output. So in KSHELL, already we used this output statement. In KSHELL, the output statement is print statement. Okay, so this output statement is used to print some strings or variable values. Some strings or variable values. Okay, so in KSHELL, the output statement is print statement. Print statement. The syntax of this print is print space, it should be in lowercase, space options space arguments. Arguments in the sense it can be a variable or it can be some string or combination of these two. Okay, so those are arguments list. Okay, here we have only one option, that is -n, no new line. Okay, fine. So we'll try to see some examples on this print. I am taking one variable t, storing some value like 04 colon 40. Okay, I stored some value into this variable t. Now I am going to display this value. So using print. Okay, the value is this is one way of displaying the variable value and string. Okay, $t. Now run this command and see the output. The value is, it is a string that will be displayed as it is onto the screen, and t is a variable. To display the variable value, precede this variable name with the $sign. Okay, so in this $sign, $t position, the value which is stored in the t variable is displayed. Okay, next way of displaying the result, print the value is, I am closing, sorry, okay, print the value is, okay, next space $t. Now see here, this is one argument and this is another argument. Here this print command is taking two arguments. So like this you can pass any number of arguments to this print. Okay, but it should be valid. Now press enter and see the result. The value is, it is a string that will be displayed as it is onto the screen, and in this $t position, the value which is stored in the variable t is displayed. Okay, so next one, we'll see next one, print. Already we have seen with double quotes. Okay, we'll try to use single quotes. Print the value is, okay, I'm ending this double quote here and saying $t. If you observe this one, here I used double quotes. It is a string, it displayed as it is onto the screen, and in this $t position, the value which is stored in t is displayed. Okay, the same but using single quote. Okay, where $t is present after closing the single quote. Okay, now press enter and see the result. Yes, we got output. It is a string, it is displayed as it is. Now we will try to use this $t inside single quote. Inside double quote, we got output, right? Now we'll try to see print the value is $T and single quote. Already we discussed double quotes and single quotes. So this single quote will treat everything. It cannot recognize this $T. It will treat everything as a string and that will be displayed onto the screen. That's the reason instead of getting the T value, that is 04:40, we are getting the same $T only. Okay, so this is the way of using output statement, that is print. Okay, now along with your output statement you can also use some codes, means \character set. You can use \character set. Okay, so we'll see what are \character sets available in this output, with this print command. Generally we use these codes while displaying outputs only. Okay, so \n, it is for new line, we know that. \b for backspace. Okay, it will give on backspace. Next \r. Okay, so it is like carriage return. Next, the frequently used one is \t. Okay, so that is nothing but tab space. Okay, so generally we use \n and \t. Okay, tab space, and \v is vertical tab. So this one is \t is horizontal. So \v is vertical tab. It will display vertical tab. If you want to print / only, then \\. So it will print \. Okay, in some cases you need this. Okay, fine. Now see this. Oh. We have one variable. What is that variable? T. Okay, some value is stored. If you want, you can see this one. Print $T. Okay, some value is stored in this. Print. I am going to display something like \n \n. Oh no. Okay, print \n again space \n, and I'm saying $T. See this, here we are using one \/ character set, that is new line. So when this particular, so before going to start output, first it will print new line, means the cursor will be changed to new line. Next it will display this string. After this string again some new line will be displayed. The cursor will move to next line. So this is space, is and space will be displayed in the next line. Okay, again we have new line character. So from here this will be outputted on new line. Okay, so next again we have new line character. It will take the cursor to the next line. In that line, the value which is stored in the variable T will be displayed. If you run this command, the output is in this way. Okay, so why this first line is empty? Because of \n. So it will print new line. Okay, next the result, it will display this one. Okay, now the same example. Now I am saying like, instead of this \n, I am using \t, means tab space. one tab space, another tab space, total 3 tab spaces. After displaying 3 tab spaces, we are going to display the variable value, that is t. Okay, now see this one, we are using in double quotes, all these we are using in double quotes. Now run this. See here, some 3 tab spaces after is. So after is, 3 tab spaces are there. Next, we are displaying t variable value. Okay, so this is one kind of formatted output. Okay, or we are displaying with some codes. Okay, \t, \n, and you can also display some special characters, / and character. Okay, so that will be displayed onto the screen. So this is output statement. Print is output statement in KSHELL for scripting. If you want to output any results, you can use print. Next one is input. So in KSHELL, in this script, Unix scripting, KSHELL scripting, there is one input statement, that is read statement. So this read statement is input statement. It will read input from the user or input from the keyboard or input from the file. Okay, so you can input either through keyboard or file, from a file. Okay, so this input is a, in KSHELL, input command or input statement is read command. It will read input from the keyboard or file. Okay, you can read data from file or you can read data from keyboard. Okay, see this example. Read, okay, let me clear the screen. Read space, I am going to read values into 3 variables A, B, C. Okay, now if I press enter, this statement will be executed, right? So this is input statement and it will read 3 values from the user. Now press enter. I am going to enter some values like this is, I am giving some 3/4 spaces and 56. So this first one, it is a string. This will be stored into the variable A. Is the second one is stored into the variable B, and the third one will be stored into the variable C. Now here if you press enter, you will get command prompt. Now see what is there in ABC. Okay, if read statement gets executed, these values, whatever inputted from the keyboard, these values will be stored into the respective variables. First value, that is THIS, space will not be considered. Okay, it can be singular, double, or any number of spaces. So values, first one will be into the first variable A, second one into the second variable B, third one into the third variable C. Now display these values. Echo $A. Oh, print $A. Okay, print $C 56. Okay, actually ABC treated as integer variables. ABC treated as integer variables. So that's why this is 0 and B value is also 0. If you try to print B value $B, it is also, oh, it is. Why this THIS is not assigned to variable A? Okay, we'll give one space and check. Read M space N. I'm giving one space first. Hello, welcome. Okay, after hello I gave some 2 spaces. Okay, minimum 1 is required. I'll try to display this M value, that is print $M, hello is there. Okay, next print $N, second value welcome will be there. Yes, so first initially 1 space, Okay, so while inputting data for this read statement, first before going to input, minimum one space is required. Okay, fine. So this is input statement. The syntax of this input statement is read space a variable. It will read data into this variable either from the keyboard or from the file. Okay, fine. If you say read line, we'll check. This is home directory. We'll change to our directory CSR. Present working directory is CSR. We have one file marks.txt. Okay, so I want to read first line. Okay, from this file marks.txt. First see the content marks.txt 23, 66, 77, 22. I am saying like read line. Okay, so here read line, and I am inputting this file. Instead of keyboard, I am inputting. Okay, now it will read one line from this marks.txt, first line from the marks.txt, and that will be stored into this variable line. Now display this line variable value. It contains 23, 66, 77 and 22. Okay, so this line from this file, so this read statement will read values from keyboard into a variable or from file to a variable. Okay, so here it will read first line. You can loop it, means you can repeat it. Okay, like second line into this variable, third line into this variable, fourth line into this variable. You can write some while loop or do while loop or for loop. Okay, to repeat the process. Now again, if you say read line, okay, read line 2 and input is marks.txt, it will not read second line from this file. Why? Because you are not repeating the process, you are not specifying which line by line. Okay, to read from this file. Okay, so in that case, output this file and give this output as input to some other command. There it will get line by line. Okay, then you can use some looping statements to repeat the process. So here if you execute this command, it won't generate any error, but if you see what is there in line 2 variable, the same content, first line will be present in this print dollar line 2. Okay, it contains only the first line. Okay, why it is not second line means you need to write script, some looping statement to get line by line from this file. You can use either set command or awk command to get line by line from this file. Okay, it will print only the lines. So here okay, after this, here if you try to see what is there in this L, now using awk command we are printing line by line. Okay, from this file, this is the input file. In this example, see awk space print, only the action is print, so it will print line by line. So line by line, line by line. So last line. Okay, so this will be sent all the input, so only last print will be input to this read and L. Now if you display this L value, print $L, it will contain your last, oh again it is first line. Okay, so we need to write some loop. Okay, that is only the solution to get line by line. or if your requirement is only some $0, it is not possible. Okay, so the only solution is writing loops. Next one. So how to exit from the script? Suppose you are writing some script, and in your script you are writing some if conditions or while loops. In the middle of the process, when your requirement is finished, and if you want to exit from this script or program, there is a command, exit command. Okay. So and this exit command will return some status. Exit command will return some status. Okay, so we have exit command. So this exit command, okay, will return some status. What is that status? Suppose, see, you are running some ls minus lrt command. If this command is executed, it will return one status. That is, if the command is successfully executed, it will return 0 value. If the command is not executed, it will return non-zero value. It will return non-zero value. So to get previous command output, that command can be anything. It can be some SQL statement, or it can be some Unix script, or whatever it may be. It can be some condition checks, or whatever it may be. So to get the previous command execution status, okay, after completing the command, it will exit from this command, and whatever the result of that command, to get the result of that command, there is a status code, that is $question mark. So this $question mark will give you the previous executed command status. Okay, suppose see ls minus lrt. Now this is executed. If I say echo $question mark, this command is executed without any error. Now I'll get 0 as output. Okay, see this example, cat, there is no file kkk.txt. We know that. Okay, in this present working directory, we don't have any kkk.txt. Okay, now I am trying to display this file content. Now I'll get some error, no such file or directory. Now see what is the result of this previous cat command. Okay, echo $question mark. It will be non-zero. Okay, the value can be anything, but it will be non-zero, 1. Okay, so if the value previous executed command status value is non-zero, it means that command was not executed. So based on the previous command, you can take some decisions whether to continue the script or exit from the script. Okay, so to get the previous command status, you can use this $question mark. Okay, anywhere. Okay, suppose your script contains some 10 commands. Okay, at any point of time, you can use this command to get the previous executed command is successful or not. Okay, so I'll show you here. I am using some commands like cal, date, some set of commands. Okay, now my requirement is, if cal command is executed, then only I want to execute date. Then you can check if, okay, you can write script if this previous command, okay, if this previous command status is 0 means true, then only run this date command. Okay, then only run this date command. Okay, so in this way you can take decisions. As per my requirement, if previous command is executed, I want to continue the execution process, or script should be continued. Then in that case, to get the previous command status code, use $question mark. Okay, so this is exit status of code command. Next topic is, we'll continue next topic in the next session, that is eval command and some other commands like what are environment variables, how to see environment variables, how to set environment variables. Okay, So that we'll see in the next session. We'll stop here.